Dear friends, I would like to inform the personnel of the armed forces of the Russian Federation, citizens of our country, our friends around the world, as well as those who continue to harbor illusions about the possibility of inflicting a strategic defeat on Russia, and about the events that are taking place today in the area of the special military operation, namely, after the use of long-range weapons of Western manufacture on our territory. Continuing the course of escalating the conflict in Ukraine provoked by the West, the United States and its NATO allies previously announced that they were giving permission to use their long-range, high-precision weapons systems on the territory of the Russian Federation. Experts are well aware, and the Russian side has repeatedly emphasized this, that it is impossible to use such weapons without the direct participation of military specialists from the countries that manufacture such weapons. On November 19th, 6 ATACMS operational tactical missiles, made in the USA, and on November 21st, during a combined missile attack by the Storm Shadow systems, made in Great Britain and HIMARS, made in the USA, struck military facilities on the territory of the Russian Federation in the Bryansk and Kursk regions. From that moment on, as we have repeatedly emphasized, the regional conflict in Ukraine provoked by the West acquired elements of a global character. Our air defense systems repelled these attacks. As a result, the goals that the enemy obviously set for itself were not achieved. The fires that arose at an ammunition depot in the Bryansk region from falling ATACMS missile debris have been eliminated. There are no casualties or serious damage. In the Kursk region, an attack was carried out on one of the command posts of our North Group. As a result of the attack and anti-aircraft combat, there are unfortunately casualties, deaths, and wounded among the personnel of the external security units of the facility and service personnel. The command and operational staff of the control point were not injured and are conducting routine management of the actions of our troops to destroy and expel enemy units from the Kursk region. I would like to emphasize once again that the use of such weapons by the enemy is not able to influence the course of military operations in the zone of the special military operation. Our troops are successfully advancing along the entire line of combat contact. All the tasks that we set for ourselves will be accomplished. In response to the use of American and British long-range weapons on November 21st of this year, the Russian armed forces launched a combined strike on one of the facilities of the defense industry complex of Ukraine. In combat conditions, one of the newest Russian medium-range missile systems was also tested. In this case, with a ballistic missile in non-nuclear hypersonic equipment. Our missilemen called it Oreshnik. The tests were successful. The launch goal was achieved. On the territory of Ukraine, in the city of Dnipropetrovsk, one of the largest and most famous industrial complexes from the times of the Soviet Union was hit, which still produces missile technology today. We are developing medium and shorter-range missiles as a response to U.S. plans to produce and deploy medium and shorter-range missiles in Europe and the Asia-Pacific region. We believe that the United States made a mistake by unilaterally destroying the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty in 2019 under a far-fetched pretext. Today, the United States not only produces such equipment, but as we see, in the course of training its troops, they have worked out issues of transferring their advanced missile systems to different regions of the world, including Europe. Moreover, during the exercises, they conduct training on their use. Let me remind you that Russia has voluntarily and unilaterally undertaken the obligation not to deploy medium and shorter range missiles until American weapons of this kind appear in any region of the world. I repeat, we are conducting combat tests of the Orishnik missile system in response to the aggressive actions of NATO countries against Russia. The issue of further deployment of medium and shorter range missiles will be decided by us, depending on the actions of the United States and its satellites. The targets for destruction during further tests of our newest missile systems will be determined by us based on the threats to the security of the Russian Federation. We consider ourselves entitled to use our weapons against military facilities of those countries that allow their weapons to be used against our facilities. And in the event of an escalation of aggressive actions, we will respond just as decisively and reciprocally. I recommend that the ruling elites of those countries that are hatching plans to use their military contingents against Russia think seriously about this. Of course, choosing, if necessary, both as a countermeasure and as a target for destruction by such systems as Orishnik on the territory of Ukraine. We will offer civilians in advance and also ask citizens of friendly states located there to leave the dangerous zones. We will do this for humanitarian reasons. Openly, publicly, without fear of counteraction from the enemy, who also receives this information. Why without fear? Because there are no means of counteracting such weapons today. The missiles attack targets at a speed of 10 Machs. This is 2.5 to 3 kilometers per second. The modern air defense system available in the world and the missile defense system being created by the Americans in Europe. Such missiles do not intercept. This is excluded. I will emphasize, once again, that it was not Russia, but the United States that destroyed the system of international security. And by continuing to fight, clinging to their hegemony, they are pushing the entire world towards a global conflict. We have always preferred and are now ready to resolve all contentious issues by peaceful means. But we are also ready for any development of events. If anyone still doubts this, then in vain. There will always be a response.